Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode on the Cooking channel. I'm David, and welcome to my kitchen. Today is it's a regular weeknight. Got to put some food on the table. Got that call, got that text before I left work, saying, "Babe, you got to cook tonight." So yeah, we share the cooking around here, and thankfully we do that because I love cooking, but I don't love cooking every night. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody gets tired of that. So, and I'm thankful also, every single person in this house can cook. So, in a pinch, all my kids can throw something down. The only person who can't cook, or only body who can't cook in the house is Chester, the dog. And I'm sure with enough coaxing, he could probably get up in here and do something for me if he don't eat all of it before it's finished. But anyway, I'm in the mood for a little bit of seafood, a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of cod, and a little bit of scallops that I had left over. Use your leftovers. Sometimes you can combine things that you have already. You get a couple things from the supermarket and you supplement that, and you can create all types of dishes just by what you have on hand already. You don't always have to go out and buy a whole bunch of ingredients. Kind of think about what you have in the cabinet, think about what you have in the fridge and how you can incorporate some of that stuff, into a fresh dish. And you can save a little bit of coin if you don't have the exact ingredient that you need, but you can substitute sometimes. But this way, today I had some shrimp, already frozen, clean, peeled, deveined shrimp. I had a half of a pack of scallops from something else that I did before, some bay scallops, the little tiny ones that are delicious. So I said, how I'm gonna bump this up, how I'm gonna bulk this up. I bought a piece of codfish from the fish market on the way home. So some codfish, I got some bok choy, and I'm looking at what else I have, just to pull a little dish together for dinner. So what I had and what I decided to buy, I said, which way I'm gonna go with this seafood, and I said something that's delicious and I can do right quick. Some curry. So I'm gonna make a seafood curry with some jasmine rice and some bok choy. Sauteed bok choy. So sit back and relax, watch the episode. Maybe you learn a thing. Maybe you can teach me a thing. Comment, don't forget to comment below. Like, share, and definitely subscribe. I got my frozen shrimp and scallops defrosting here. I'm gonna prepare a couple more things when that's done. I already got the rice going. We did rice 101. There's nothing to it. It's just jasmine rice. Just a different type of fragrance, a type of aroma of the rice. That's jasmine rice, popular in Asian cooking. So here's jasmine rice is going. I did something I'm not supposed to do, which is I told y'all don't take the cover off the rice, so I let some of the steam out. But I did it for y'all. Y'all should be appreciative of that. Yeah, so I got jasmine rice going already. That's something that you just, when you're getting ready to cook something, you got rice as your side. Get that on first, get it out the way, and then you'll have time to prep the rest of the stuff, because it's easy just to boil the water while you're doing stuff, and then you add your rice, you get it to where you need to go, and then you just kind of set it and forget it. And then your rice can be on low temperature pretty much until you're ready to serve your meal. That way you get it on the table nice and hot. You got going on over here. So try to gather as much things as possible in place. I got some seasonings going. I got my bok choy. I'm gonna rinse this because bok choy tends to have a little bit of grit. I guess it's grown in some type of silty or sandy condition. So bok choy, don't just take it out of package and try to eat it. You need to rinse that thoroughly with cold water, cool to cold water, because you don't want those grains of like sandy grit. You don't want them under hot or warm water, because what will happen is they'll kind of shrink, but they won't go away, and then you'll have this gritty, sandy taste, like when you're trying to eat sandwiches and stuff at the beach, and you get that little grit. I don't know about you, but that drives me absolutely bananas. I can't take it. I try not to eat at the beach as much as possible, because I get one grain of sand between these teeth and it's like, chalk nails on a chalkboard or something like that. It makes me nuts. So wash the bok choy pretty thoroughly, like how you wash your chicken, right? All right, I'm gonna move along So what we're going to do right here is break down this cod fillet into a few strips, and then I'm going to cut it into chunks about an inch, inch and a half. That's all, just to break it down a little bit and to give to make it easier to distribute throughout the dish, because we've got scallops and we've got shrimps and everything is bite-sized. So we're just going to make everything bite-sized together. So we're going to cut these strips of the codfish into smaller chunks. I say so a lot when I start. So I like to build a rub, or I like to build a seasoning. All the stuff that I'm going to put on my food, I like to build the seasoning before I season. So that way I can control it before it goes on. So that was some salt, some black pepper. I'm gonna add some cumin to this. I want a nice earthy flavor in there, and cumin is gonna deliver that. There's gonna be cumin in the curry because that's a component of curry, but I want the pure cumin in there just to give another flavor. This is some garlic powder, some onion powder, and when I say some, this is, I'm going for almost equal amounts. It's about a tablespoon. Yeah, it's about a tablespoon of each. Now, here comes curry to mash up the party. Now, I'm gonna put a little bit more curry than the other stuff because I want the curry to be the dominant flavor. So I got about 2 tablespoons of curry in the mix here. And a lot of the other stuff, the garlic, the onion, I'm gonna put the natural ingredients in there. The onion, the garlic. So I like to repeat those flavors with the dry seasoning because that just helps to reinforce and boost those flavors. Just mix this up by hand. And we've got a nice little spice blend right here, ready to season our stuff. So I added the cod to the bowl with the scallops and the shrimp. There's the cod. We got our spice blend, and I'm just gonna go over the top. Everything is nice and covered, and then I'm gonna massage. Get the ones up from the bottom that didn't get any love yet, and then you go again. Wrong. Always reserve some seasoning because, you're gonna taste at some point when you start cooking, and you can season some more at that point. And you don't want to over season, but if you get to a point where you realize, damn, I need some more of this, I need some more of that, you have a little bit of reserve left over. So, it comes in handy if it's necessary. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I'm gonna add the aromatics, which is, and then I'm gonna do most of it, some of the chopped garlic. The oil again. Pan is pretty hot. And I'm just gonna dump everything in at once. Next thing I'm gonna add is a little bit of basil. I just got some washed basil, pulled it off of the stem, and I'm just gonna add that to our little mix. And that's gonna give me a whole nother depth of flavor with our curry, our coconut. We got that basil flavor in there. It's gonna go really nice with that jasmine rice and our side of bok choy. Look at how that's just bubbling away. Oh man, my mouth is watering right now. I wish I had smell-o-vision right now. This thing smells incredible. It's bubbling away. Some of that coconut flavor is getting merged into there with the basil, with the curry. I added a pinch of salt to the equation because the coconut milk muted everything down a little bit, took away some of the sharpness and the flavor of everything. And then that's where also your extra seasoning kind of comes in, because that coconut is a very dull kind of flavor. It's not exactly sweet. It's kind of just a mild flavor that goes in there. You have to taste as you go along, and you add and you adjust as appropriate. So I put a little spoon of our original blend in there, just to keep the flavor going, keep the flavor up. And in a few minutes, this is gonna be pretty much done. I'm gonna add the vegetables that we just kind of par cooked. I'm gonna add those at the very last minute because I want those to have as much texture as possible when everything is getting ready to serve. I wanna make sure that all of the seafood is properly, thoroughly cooked, absorbs all the flavor that it needs to get, and then also that the sauce can thicken a little bit. With the curry, the liquid that comes off of the seafood marries with that, and then it makes a nice rich sauce. And I want to make sure that reduces a little bit, intensifies the flavor. And then I'm gonna add the vegetables at the last minute, right before I'm ready to serve. And then that's gonna be it for that part of it. So here's what's happening. I don't really like the rate that this is going at. My seafood, I believe, is gonna be overcooked before this sauce reduces enough to my liking. I want the sauce to be nice and thick and rich. I want to reduce that, which means you simmer it, saute it, you simmer it until some of the liquid gets removed and it becomes a little bit more viscous, a little bit less loose. That makes a nice sauce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the seafood from the pan, and then I'm going to remove it, put it to the side, and then I'm gonna just reduce the sauce by itself. All right, y'all, let's get this bok choy done. We've got a pan heating up here. We're in the home stretch. A little bit of oil. These are my special copper Ming side pans. I don't let nobody use these in the house. I'm very particular about my stuff. We're gonna add half of the garlic. switch to the plastic here. Let the garlic start to get fragrant. You don't want it to burn. So right behind it, coming with a gang of bok choy. Everybody in. So let's season this. A nice pinch of salt. The rest of the garlic. Some black pepper. A little bit of the garlic powder. A little bit of red pepper flake. And remember to always rub it in your palm, rub it between your fingers to activate the oils so you get the pepper fragrance and all the oil releases. I hit this with a touch of soy sauce. A little bit more oil, just to keep things lubricated. And I'm just going to stir this. Make sure everybody's happy together. And then, I'm just going to pop a lid on this. So here's a little recap. We got everything combined. We got the sauteed onions and peppers and garlic. We got that reintroduced with our seafood. We got the sauce, nice and reduced, and reintroduced the seafood to that. We've got our bok choy steaming away. It looks great. It's a vegetable. Doesn't need much cooking. It just, 5-10 minutes, it's done, depending on your degree or your taste. If you like it crunchy, if you like it soft, you do it how you like. Experiment, see how you like it best. Of course, the rice was the first thing to go on, our jasmine rice. That's been done. And that was it. I'm gonna run over there and give it a taste before I let the rest of them have it, because I just want to make sure it's okay for them. Just, I want to make sure that everything is okay and it's not selfish at all or anything. First dibs. Got everything reintroduced to each other. We got everything remarried, I say. We've got the sauce, the curry sauce, nice and reduced. And then we put those sauteed vegetables. Look how beautiful that is. All the colors. We got that basil in there. We got that cod. We got those little scallops. We got the shrimp. We got peppers and onions and curry and delicious. That's just bubbling away. I put the cover on it just so that those vegetables can get warm for a couple minutes. I'm just about to serve. We've got bok choy steamed away. That looks pretty nice. Of course, I can take the lid off of this now. Our jasmine rice. That's done, looking pretty. It's dinner time. I'm about ready to eat, so I'm gonna leave you with these few words. Keep on cooking in Cookland. Word up.